How's it going, everybody? My name is Absoulem, and welcome back to the All Collectibles walkthrough for Resident Evil Village on the Village of Shadows difficulty. This is part 5, and if you're returning from part 4, then welcome. And if you're new here, then the things you should know about this walkthrough is everything is timestamped below, and the other parts are also linked below in the description. But let's get started with part 5, and in this chapter we are going to be exploring the rest of the village, getting a lot of the map filled out, looting some items, as well as progressing the storyline. So let's get started with part 5, and as you can see there was the craftsman note next to the save device in this house, and then outhouse number 4 is going to be located out back in the backyard. And we are going to be coming back to this house in a little while once we get the wheel well. But for right now, let's continue down the path, which you have to shoot this door and then go down into the caves. The big objective for this piece is that we are going to be finding the house with the red chimney and then kind of setting up the storyline. Along with that, I'm also going to be showing you every place that you can loot in the main village and getting that more filled out. And along with the crows, all of the animals that you see, unfortunately, are huntable, and you kind of want to be doing that because the merchant will actually cook you dinners that give you major buffs, and you'll want to be collecting fish, birds, crows, different items, pigs, rams even, I don't know. There's a lot of animals, and you should be killing all of them.
Great ones, hear our voice together as one in reverence. We call on thee within the endless dark to deliver us as the midnight moon rises.
Alright, once the crazy old lady talks to you, then pick up the winged key, and then now we'll be ready to move ourselves back into the village. This is kind of when the storyline really starts to take place. I would say up until this point, it's kind of been Ethan not really knowing what's going on, just kind of exploring, and now he has kind of a direction in which he needs to go. And I think this is the part where the storyline kind of shifts and you realize like what you're doing in this village. Is this? Oh, I can get him. Oh, damn. Alright, well, I had to try to get the crow. Don't blame me. But, okay, so now we are ready to move ourselves back into the merchant, but first we're going to have a drawbridge area, in which case we are going to be picking up goat number 7. Now, this next section is a little bit tough considering that there's enemies, so I would recommend sniping before going into it. That's what I'm going to do, but if you don't, then make sure that you have some mines or something. Because this section does have a heavy lichen, and those are very difficult to kill on this difficulty. So right here is a good sniping spot, and you can pick off the handful of lichens. That way you're only fighting the heavy one and not the heavy plus a bunch of side ones. These guys, unfortunately, are not like the basic enemies of the castle. They are much, much harder to kill. I'm not really sure why, since they're the first enemies. Alright, here comes the big guy. They are almost impossible to kill, I swear. Just when you think that they can't take any more, they keep getting grenaded or whatever. I swear. One of these days I want to kill him with just a pistol and see how difficult that is. There's no reason that this guy should be that powerful. What is that? 3 pipe bombs, a sniper, shotguns, pistols, another pipe bomb. Yeah, okay, that took way too much. He earned that teabag, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so let's move on, and up here on the left is going to be goat number 7. So you won't be able to lower the drawbridge. We're gonna get that piece later, and then you'll be able to come back and do it. Because at this point, this whole area that we're in right now is open world, and we can come and go as we please. Because now at this point, the map is kind of fulfilled, and we've gained access to almost anywhere. So before you progress into that section, let's go get goat number 7. After we take care of this guy, I guess. Just dropped him where he stood. Okay, so goat number 7 is going to be on the ground right here in this little side room next to the drawbridge. So far we've had the craftsman note number file 27, the outhouse 4, and the goat 7. Alright, so this left area is going to have one enemy. It's just a basic one. And I completely blew that shot. I should have had him. Sometimes it's the easy ones that get me. Now this next room is going to have a chest, and I am going to show you in the next segment of this walkthrough how to unlock that, because in the next segment I'm going to be going over how to open up the secret rooms, some of the secret wells, the secret chests, things like that. We're going to be covering all the secret stuff in the next part, so don't worry too much about that stuff. We're going to be going over all of that in the next chapter. My main mission of this chapter is to finish out the village. That way, for the next, I guess for the rest of the walkthrough, you'll be able to come and go as you please and have everything finished. Because that is a big part of just clearing out the world. So you're going to want to drop your head canister into this center area next to the merchant. And that will be part 1 of 4 for the main storyline.
Shall I choose something for you?
And now is when we're going to get infinite ammo on our shotguns. And I've been showing you guys the poacher, the trick shot, things like that should give you enough points to unlock infinite ammo if you don't already have it. And I'm going to recommend that you get it on your shotgun. If for some reason you don't have enough points to unlock the shotgun, then go ahead and purchase the mercenaries side mode. And just completing a couple of those areas, you'll be able to get plenty of points to get that. So that'll only take like 15 minutes. If for some reason you don't have the points, it's not hard. And whenever you're ready, we can return with infinite ammo on our shotgun, because it's going to be pretty much needed from here on out. Also, the next collectible is recipe number 6, and it's the pipe bomb recipe, so make sure that you buy that, or at least are aware of it at the merchant right here, and that will be our next collectible. So now I'm going to load my last save file by going to the main menu and get the infinite ammo, and I'll be right back. Alright, now that we've loaded up our save file and we're back, we can start making our way into the main village. And what you want to do is come over to the winged key door, which is right here next to the merchant, and then open that up using your winged key. And this will take us back to the cemetery area of the map. All right, so this is a look at the area we're going to be clearing. Everything I just circled, we are going to be clearing out and kind of looting all of these houses in the middle that are gray and turning some of the red ones blue. So first, before you push in, this house is now open and you'll be able to loot it. And there's also a gemstone in the furnace or the fireplace in the middle. So make sure you grab that. And there's also the teddy bear valuable item or the treasure. All right, once you're done looting that, we can get our next collectible, which is going to be file number 22, Leonardo's Message. And it's in the house that you are in right now, but upstairs in the main floor. So you want to go inside and it'll be on the kitchen table right here, right there. So that is file number 22. And now we are at our next collectible, which is going to be Outhouse number 5, and that will be in the backyard of the current house that we're in. And make sure before you leave, you grab the wooden statue body, and then also finish looting. There is a cabinet over here in the corner, as well as a lockpick cabinet. I apologize, I could not find the lockpick no matter what I was doing, and I finally found it. So that's where the lockpick is. Make sure you get that, and then we can move on to the next house. This should be shotgun shells. All right, so now we are ready to move on to Outhouse number 5, which is going to be literally outside of this door on your right over here, or excuse me, the left. The next one's on the right. And now the next thing is going to be Outhouse number 6, and it's just through this door right here. But make sure before going you unlock this door because it connects another area of the village, and you'll be able to access it a lot easier. So it's the front yard basically of where you came in the house. But you've been in this area before, so now you can access this area a lot easier. So make sure that you're ready and you can move on with moving this shelf, and then you'll find Outhouse number 6 right here on the right. When you gotta go, you gotta go. Can't have enemies in your way. Okay, our next collectible is going to be the M1911 weapon, and it is going to be up here on the left in a little bit. And we're going to need to do a safe combination to get that. So run over here. Once you see the tractor, take a left, and then there's that door. You might remember it from earlier in part 1, but now we can actually break into this gate. Now that I have infinite ammo on the shotgun, I'm just going to use it excessively, because why not, right? So when you're ready, go to this house on the left over here, and there's going to be a safe in the back left corner right there. But first, if you want to solve it, it's the window on the right. It has 3 different numbers, and if you line them up, it shows you what the combination is. But it's 070408, and as you can see right there, it pops up. Now, I was kind of expecting a jump scare, but I guess on Village of Shadows, they have different things in store for you, as we'll see in just a moment. Now, this safe is going to give you the M1911, like I mentioned, but it's also going to give you the jack that you'll need to raise up the tractor that we passed earlier. Or the lift handle, excuse me. Okay, so as you can see, there's no jump scare in the window like there is on every other difficulty. So on this one, they basically decide they're going to make you think you're safe. And when you open this gate, they have different plans. And they're all just staring at you. That caught me so off guard my first time through. So I would recommend shooting the guy right here in the middle. because he's the archer and he's going to ruin your day if you don't shoot him. But always focus on the fire archers first. Like, that's the reason why. They will just ruin you. No survivors. Hopefully in your playthrough you don't get hit like that. If it wasn't for that arrow, I would have been fine. But it's also a good spot to get the trophy and the challenge done, where you have to shoot a fire arrow out of the sky, like I did right there. But you have to get it with a melee weapon, so that's a good spot to do it in, since you have the gate and he doesn't run at you. Unlike the other enemies, he'll just stand there. But yeah, you should get the I don't remember exactly what challenge it's called, but it's basically meleeing a fire arrow out of the sky. Alright, so I think you guys know what to do with the lift handle and get the tractor raised up. I will mention that this next segment is going to be a bunch of enemies, and those heavy ones from earlier, there are 2 of these enemies in this section, so it is quite the rumble. So I would recommend maybe getting some pipe bombs built up, or mines, or something like that. As you can see in a minute, I'm going to be facing quite the horde. And this is why that infinite shotgun ammo is just so nice in this section. So like I mentioned earlier, grab the fire arrow guy first, and then you can mess with everyone else. Always recommended to do that. I love the animation when they just go flying back. You're like, get back. Okay, so these 2 guys just start lurking out of the corner, and that's an oh shit moment. So what I would do is run back, and that tractor is actually going to make them reset. So that is a great way, if you're in trouble, to just run back, start crawling under the tractor, and then come back. And they will actually run all the way behind the tractor again. So you don't have to worry about it. Even if they're right beside you, they're just going to turn around and walk away. So that's a great place if you just can't handle these enemies right that second. It also gives you some time to get some sniper shots in while they're running down the entire hallway back to you. So it's a pretty good spot. So like, yeah, you just start crawling under. You don't even have to go all the way through, I realized. On this playthrough, I thought you had to crawl all the way under, but you actually just have to start crawling, and then they'll reset. But see, they come back around the corner, and if you're got your sniper out, you can take a few shots before they even get up to you, and then crawl into the tractor. It's a little cheap to beat them this way, but fighting 2 of these guys, on this difficulty, you don't really have the resources you do, and so I don't know. I think this is perfectly fair. takes a small army to take down one of these guys, so I don't think it's that big of a deal. Need to mind their own business. Alright, that was terrible. I'm sorry. I'm bombing now. Yo, this second guy, when I kill him, it comes down to the last bullet. On this next time is when I actually kill him. And I just want you guys to feel what I felt. And it comes down to, like, the last bullet in my clip. I get pinned up against the fence. So I'm already backed up in a corner, essentially. And now, this is where I get scared. I'm just like, come on now. I'm against the fence now, and I'm like out of bullets, so I reload, and it comes down to that last bullet. That was lucky. But that's why the tractor is your best friend. I got cocky and decided not to use the tractor because I thought they were pretty much dead. And I underestimated it, so I wouldn't do that. Alright, now you can blow open this lock, and we're going to have 3 collectibles in this little area. First, there is Outhouse number 7 right here on the right. And then once you've gotten that, then goat number 8 is actually going to be in this back middle area. And if you look to the right, it'll be on top of this little dog shed or whatever that is on the roof. And for the last collectible, it's going to be file number 23, which is going to be Note on Luther's House. I know it's super interesting name. I really don't know what it's talking about. A note on Luther's house. What could that be? Not specific at all. But yeah, it's going to give us a clue to basically solve how to get into Luther's house, which we will get to most likely in the next part. So Outhouse 7, goat number 8 right there, and then we are going to get the file number 23, Note on Luther's House, right here on this doorway. And that's the key that we will find in the next chapter, and you'll be able to come back and open up that house. Luther's house. Alright, so now we're back to where we came in at the very beginning of this game, and that's the outhouse we opened up earlier, so we don't have to worry about that. But go ahead and use your iron key, and then we can start looting this area as well as kill a few chickens, because I know you guys have been dying to kill some animals. Also, the wheel well, super important right here on this barrel. Make sure that you grab that because it's used for like so many of the treasures, as well as the secret area that you can get some secret loot. And everything that we're going to be going over in part 6, you will absolutely need the wheel well. Apologize, I was checking my notes while we were on this rooftop. There's some chickens. There's going to be 3 in total, but you'll know that you've completed it when it's checked off the map. There's usually always 3. But outhouse number 8 is going to be in this backyard right here. So go ahead and open that up. We're almost done with the outhouses. Only a few more. Now this is a fast travel back to that area with the goat heads. It's a quick way of getting through and just kind of making a shortcut. And then this leads back to the cemetery, so make sure you open up that. And now we've officially made it to the house with the red chimney, which is our main story objective. So go ahead and drop down in here, and you're going to get a couple things, including the winged key, but also a next collectible, which is going to be file number 24. It is going to be Eugene's diary, and it's going to be on the table next to the winged key. Make sure you scroll through all 7 pages. This is a weird one. You have to like inspect it to find the spot that you connect. I don't know. It's weird.
Damn it. Better see the Duke again.
Alright, we have 2 more collectibles in this chapter, and as you can see, we've looted pretty much the whole middle section of the village, gotten all the houses blue, and then the bottom portion that still has some red houses we will be getting back in a minute, in another part of the collectible. But right now, we are not able to actually access. Stupid chicken. So yeah, we've looted everything in the middle there. That gray house was Luther's house, so we won't actually be able to get to that yet. But you should be done. And just a reminder to be checking this gate. I will show you when, but I'm not sure exactly unless you're following verbatim what I'm doing. That gate will open on your 3rd visit back to the cemetery in the main story, and that's the only time it'll open. And that's the only time you'll be able to get the treasures, so I would recommend just getting in a habit of always checking that gate. But for now, you can open up the wells in this area using the wheel well. And I'm going to kind of run around the map and finish out a few of the loot items that are left. That way, for this part, this is kind of a looting mission. But it's going to be good because now for the rest of the storyline, we'll have that whole area done. Now in this section, there's going to be another collectible. It's goat number 9, and it's going to be on the far right side here on the ground. And there's another chicken hunting grounds in this area as well. Now this door we are going to come back to in a little while. That won't be until the next piece of the walkthrough. So now let's get our last collectible in this chapter, and it's going to be inside the church. There's going to be a computer here now, and it's going to be file number 25, the church computer. I definitely recommend reading that if you haven't read any of the other ones. At least read that one because it is storyline based. It's not just extra lore. And then I would go ahead and save. And then we are ready to fill out the rest of the loot items, like the wells and things like that. So personally, I'm going to do this a little out of order. I would recommend going to the Duke first and then doing what I'm doing. Just because you'll be able to do 2 things at once. But I'm just going to go ahead and kill everything. That way it's a lot easier on the second time around. But it's up to you. That's the thing about open world is there's never really a perfect way to do it. But I did realize after doing what I'm doing here that it could be done a lot smoother. So I'm just going to tell you that so you guys can do that. Maybe go visit the merchant. The main reason I'm saying it is because we'll give you a map to these hidden treasures, and one of them is up here where we're at, and so you can get a couple things done. Now here's the white pig. He's actually a secret animal, I guess, to get one of the crafting recipes. And you should have his photo at this point of where he's at. So that's where he's at. He's hiding out. Now it's time to take out the Batman wannabes.
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
You know, that kind of shit. Nobody with a nose like that could be Batman. Get out of here. They're not very smart, are they? I feel like they're almost surprised when they hit you, too. Alright, now let's open this well. So that's that quality meat from that white pig. Very valuable. There's like a hidden animal for each type of meat, and you have to go find them, and you only get one per game. So, or one through playthrough. So some of the recipes require multiple, and so it's going to require multiple playthroughs. But it is cool because it's permanent. That's probably the least rewarding well there is. Just a pipe bomb. All the other ones have like really cool loot, and then there's that one. Alright, now there's a secret chicken coop here. You can go ahead and kill them. You might want to get used to just killing chickens. It's going to happen a lot. If for some reason you weren't able to get the infinite ammo on the shotgun at the moment, at this point you should be able to get the poacher by killing the crows or the chickens. Like, that is worth a lot of points in the challenges, as well as the mercenaries. I recommend there's several challenges you can do to get like around 50,000 points, so there shouldn't be any reason you don't have it at this point. So yeah, this area right here we're going to be getting in another chapter. But right now I'm just going to get the last couple wells, and then we're going to go visit the merchant. And then at that point we are going to go get some of the treasures, and then we'll be wrapping up this chapter. So this will allow you to combine that, which is one of the 5 combinable trophy or treasures in the game. So definitely don't sell off any of the treasures that say combinable. I've mentioned that before, but that's something you don't want to do if you're looking to get the trophy. I forget it's locked from the inside because the storyline makes you go through the tractor area. And that would be kind of cheating if they allowed that door to be open. So I don't know why after you finish the tractor that it's not unlocked. I feel like I get that that wouldn't be realistic, but come on, game. Neither is vampires, okay? Also, they just have to get you with a jump scare. I'm not sure where that boar came from, but he's there. Alright, so now I've finished out, and you should as well have like the whole village area of the map done, except for those 2 red houses below. Those will be opened in a little while. So now it's time to return to the merchant like I had said, and then we will be getting our treasure map as well.
How was it? Did you learn anything?
No, I didn't learn anything, and it sucked. Okay, so here's our treasure map, and we're only going to be able to get, let's see, one of them. So basically, that one's the Luther's house. The other one we can't reach. There's Louise's house, and that's the one I said you should have probably gone to the merchant first. That way, you're not wasting, you're not going back and forth. So that's the only thing I could have done a little bit better in this walkthrough. And then the rest of them we won't actually be able to get just yet, but I promise we will get all of these by the end of the walkthrough. They just have a specific order.
If you truly wish to save your daughter, you must first gather the...
Oh, yes.
Some basic inventory management. You can sell off everything except for the combinable treasures or the things that you get out of the well. Those are all important. And then if you can craft a recipe for the food, then definitely do that. And also don't forget to sell off your ammo for the guns you have infinite ammo on. This is a good time to work on upgrading your guns that you use. I personally really only use the sniper, shotgun, and pistol. But it's totally up to you what you're into.
Ah, it's fine. All finished.
I just find that you can do most things with just those 3 guns. Alright, so when you're done with the merchant, now we can go get the treasure. And basically it's just in the front yard of Louise's house. It's right on the steps. And this treasure is going to allow you to open up that chest that we passed by it earlier by the drawbridge, that one that's in that room. This is going to allow you to get that. And what you're going to have to do, I'll explain it in the next part when we actually do it. But you have to break down the necklace, pull out the stone, and then break down the stone and get the key. So that's kind of what you have to do, and then you'll be able to open up the box. So do not sell this item if you want to open up that chest. Also, should be magnum ammo over here, I believe. Yeah. Alright, so that is literally all the looting you can do in this area at the moment. So there's nothing else to do. And so I'm going to wrap up this part of the walkthrough, and at the moment, I would just return to the merchant if you're following along and save the game, and then get ready for the next big push. So far, we've basically looted the village, taken out the castle, and now we're ready to move on to the next lord of the game and take out the next section, which is going to be the little doll. And I forget her name, but basically the little doll who is being controlled. So it's going to be a creepy chapter in the next one, and some excitement, as well as an escape room. So hope you're ready, and I'll see you guys hopefully in part number 6.